Most people think that if a coffee is cheap, it must be bad, that it will taste harsh, feel heavy, or somehow work against you over time. But price and consistency are not always enemies. Some of the most stable coffees in the world are not expensive at all. They are made for regular people who just want something that works every morning without drama. Today we are looking at 6 coffee brands that stay reliable on a budget. This is not about finding the fanciest bag or the strongest flavor. It is about coffee you can actually afford, find ISLI, and drink every day without turning it into a complicated hobby. A lot of people watching this channel are not chasing coffee trends. You are waking up, making a cup, and moving on with your day. That routine matters more than people realize. When coffee becomes too expensive, people start jumping from brand to brand, trying to save money, and that constant switching often causes more discomfort than the coffee itself. A stable, affordable option removes that stress. The goal here is not excitement. The goal is reliability that fits real life. These are coffees you can buy in regular stores, not specialty shops, and they are designed to stay predictable instead of impressive. The first coffee on this list is Folgers Classic Roast. Some people dismiss it because it is everywhere, but that availability is exactly what makes it useful. Folgers has built its reputation on consistency rather than complexity. The blend focuses on balance instead of strong acidity or aggressive roasting. For someone who wants a basic cup that does not change much from bag to bag, that stability matters. It works well in drip machines, simple filter setups, and even older coffee makers that many households still use. The flavor is not complicated, but that is the point. It stays familiar, and familiar coffee is often easier on the body over time because you know what to expect every morning. The next coffee is Maxwell House Original Roast. This brand has been part of daily routines for generations, especially in the United States. What makes it interesting for this list is not bold flavor or premium sourcing, but how neutral it stays. Maxwell House avoids extremes. It is not too acidic, not too dark, and not too intense. That middle ground makes it accessible for people who want something simple. Many budget coffees try to stand out by roasting darker to create a stronger impression, but that can sometimes lead to bitterness. Maxwell House keeps the roast controlled enough to remain drinkable without forcing you to adjust how you brew it. You open the can, make your coffee, and move on with your day. Melitta Classic Roast takes a slightly different approach. While still affordable, it leans more toward balance and smoothness than some traditional grocery store coffees. Melitta has a long history in homebrewing, and that experience shows in how forgiving the coffee feels when prepared. Whether you use a paper filter, drip machine, or pour-over, the flavor remains steady. This consistency makes it a good choice for people who want something dependable but still a little more refined than basic blends. The beans are chosen for broad appeal rather than sharp flavor notes, which helps keep the experience calm instead of overwhelming. Lavazza Qualità Rossa is often seen as a bridge between European coffee culture and everyday affordability. Compared to some premium Lavazza blends, Rossa stays more accessible in price while still maintaining a recognizable identity. The blend mixes Arabica and Robusta beans, creating a fuller body without pushing into harsh territory. This makes it popular for mocha pots and espresso-style brewing at home. The taste is stronger than some American grocery brands, but it remains controlled enough for daily use. Because Lavazza distributes globally, many people can find this coffee whether they live in Europe, North America, or elsewhere, which adds to its practical value. 8 O'Clock Coffee Original is another brand built around routine rather than novelty. It has existed for decades with only small adjustments, and that long history tells you something important. Companies do not keep the same blend for generations unless it works for a large number of people. 8 O'Clock aims for smoothness and approachability, avoiding sharp acidity or smoky bitterness. It is often overlooked because it does not market itself as premium, but that simplicity can be exactly what everyday drinkers need. The coffee behaves predictably, and predictable coffee is easier to integrate into a daily schedule without constant tweaking. The 6th option on this list is Nescafe Gold, which represents a different style of affordability. Instant coffee is sometimes underestimated, but for many people, it solves real problems. There is no need to measure, grind, or adjust brewing time. You add hot water, and the result stays consistent. Nescafe Gold focuses on smoothness and balance rather than intensity, making it suitable for people who want convenience without sacrificing basic quality. Because it is sold globally, it is one of the easiest coffees to find when traveling or moving between countries. That level of accessibility can make daily routines feel more stable. What all 6 of these coffees share is a focus on process control rather than hype. Large producers often blend beans from different regions to keep flavor changes small from year to year. That blending strategy allows them to absorb fluctuations in harvest quality, which helps maintain consistency even when growing conditions change. For the average person, this means the coffee you buy today will taste similar to the one you bought last month. That stability reduces the need to experiment constantly, saving both time and money. Another factor that makes budget coffees work is how they manage roasting. Instead of chasing extreme flavor profiles, these brands stay in a safer middle range. Medium or controlled dark roasts tend to feel smoother and more predictable, especially for people who drink coffee every day. When roasting goes too far, bitterness can increase. When it stays balanced, the coffee becomes easier to enjoy without adding too much sugar or milk. Over time, that balance can make daily consumption feel more comfortable. There is also a physical side to consistency that people do not always think about. When you drink the same style of coffee regularly, your body adapts to its rhythm. Sudden changes in acidity or caffeine levels can feel unsettling, especially as tolerance shifts with age. Budget coffees that stay within a narrow flavor range help reduce that unpredictability. The goal is not to eliminate stimulation, but to keep it steady instead of dramatic. That steady feeling often matters more than chasing the strongest cup. Freshness plays a role as well. Many affordable brands invest heavily in packaging that protects coffee from air and light. Vacuum sealing, pressurized containers, and controlled distribution help slow down oxidation. When coffee stays fresher for longer, it tastes less bitter and feels lighter overall. This is one reason why some inexpensive coffees surprise people. They may not be complex, but they remain drinkable because the process behind them focuses on stability. Another reason affordable coffee can feel satisfying is psychological. When people stop chasing perfection and settle into something dependable, their expectations change. Instead of analyzing every cup, they simply enjoy the routine. That shift reduces stress and often leads to more balanced consumption. You drink coffee because it supports your day, not because you are constantly searching for something new. For many viewers over 45, that mindset feels more realistic than trying to follow every trend. It is also worth remembering that scale does not always mean poor quality. Large brands can negotiate long-term supply contracts and invest in consistent roasting systems. While specialty coffee focuses on uniqueness, industrial coffee focuses on repetition. Both approaches have value, but repetition often wins when affordability becomes the priority. A coffee that behaves the same way every morning allows you to focus on your routine instead of worrying about details. Daily habits become easier when coffee stays predictable. You wake up, prepare your cup, and move forward without needing to adjust measurements or brewing techniques. That simplicity is often overlooked, yet it is one of the main reasons these brands remain popular year after year. People do not keep buying the same coffee because it is exciting. They keep buying it because it works. Availability is another hidden advantage. Each coffee on this list can be found in multiple countries or through large retailers. That means you are less likely to lose your routine when traveling or changing stores. Consistency across locations helps maintain a sense of normalcy, which can be surprisingly important for long-term habits. When your coffee stays the same, your morning feels grounded. None of these coffees claim to be the best in the world. They are designed to stay within safe limits instead of pushing extremes. That restraint may sound boring, but boring can be valuable when something is part of your daily life. A coffee that fades into the background often supports your routine better than one that constantly demands attention. Affordable coffee is not about lowering standards. It is about matching your expectations to reality. Most people do not need rare beans or complex flavor notes to enjoy their morning. They need something stable, accessible, and comfortable enough to drink day after day. The 6 options we talked about today show that you can stay within a budget without giving up consistency. In the end, reliability matters more than price alone. A cheap coffee that changes every week can feel frustrating, while an affordable one that stays steady becomes part of your rhythm. Coffee does not need to be perfect to be meaningful. It only needs to fit your life without quietly working against you.